game's last stand, chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith adventure, stories untold, first responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. Magnetic napkins and taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. Magnetic napkins and taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow, faith, fun, and games in the world we know. Future calls and the table is set. Take the lead, our best quest yet. Sometimes moon pie. From the first light to the game's last stand, chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith adventure, stories untold, first responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. Magnetic napkins and taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. Magnetic napkins and taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow, faith, fun, and games in the world we know. Future calls and the table is set. Take the lead, our best quest yet. Sometimes moon pie. From the first light to the game's last stand, chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith adventure, stories untold, first responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. Magnetic napkins and taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. Magnetic napkins and taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow, faith, fun, and games in the world we know. Future calls and the table is set. Take the lead, our best quest yet. Sometimes moon pie. From the first light to the game's last stand, chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith adventure, stories untold, first responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. Magnetic napkins and taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. Magnetic napkins and taco as your guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow, faith, fun, and games in the world we know. Future calls and the table is set. Take the lead, our best quest yet. Sometimes moon pie. From the first first light to the game's last stand, chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith adventure, stories untold, first responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. Magnetic napkins and taco as you guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. Magnetic napkins and taco as you guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow, faith, fun, and games in the world we know. Future calls and the table is set. Take the leap, our best quest yet. Sometimes moon pie. From the first light to the game's last stand, chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith adventure, stories untold, first responder, hearts brave and bold. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. Magnetic napkins and taco as you guide. Beyond the quest, where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim Chance crew, come join the ride. Magnetic napkins and taco as you guide. Beyond the quest, where the stories grow, faith, fun, and games in the world we know. Future calls and the table is set. Take the leap, our best quest yet. Sometimes moon pie. From the first light to the game's last stand.
The following episode of Beyond the Quest is recorded live and is presented unedited. That means you're hearing it exactly as it happens, raw, real, and in the moment. As such, you may encounter raw and unfiltered moments, technical hiccups, or spontaneous conversations. You're going to hear from real life first responders and people of the Christian faith. The views and opinions expressed by the host and guest are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of our sponsors, partners, or Slim Chance Gaming. Listener discretion is advised, and we thank you for joining us on the journey. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
Bum, bum, bum.
Good morning, y'all.
It's a morning.
Morning. It is a morning. We have a new host. As you can see, he is not here.
Yeah, officially Moon Pie has joined the roster, but first week after officially joining, and he's a no-show.
He has service issues.
Yep. How is everybody this morning?
Trying to read your shirt.
It says cornflakes on it. It's a Warhammer shirt.
Oh.
Yep. Fortified with blood for the blood god.
Nerd. Oh. I'm tired this morning. My energy drink has not kicked in.
I am not, but that's because I slept from like 5:30 yesterday afternoon till almost 5 o'clock this morning. Graham says he feels like a monkey.
He is a monkey, though.
Yeah, it's not news. That's
I
just
kind of feel
announcing
like
a
I'm
normal
always
state.
tired.
Where'd all that energy go?
And what happened to you? Felt so energized now that you quit tobacco products and everything else.
Well, probably the fact that I picked tobacco products back up.
After like a week?
Yeah.
Why?
Shame.
Because honestly, nerves. um, no, I think it was Thursday or Friday. It was one of the 2 days. Well, um, it was one of the days that we were streaming. I think it was like that day or the day after. This past week, I don't really know what's gotten into my children, if it's something in the water or what. But let me tell you, if you have a button, they would push it, and it wasn't just me. It was for mom and dado as well, and it got to the point to where I was like verge of a verge of a mental break and had to do something, and I still had some cans, and I was like, I'm doing it. But
There was a dog that just popped out from behind your head and scared the crap out of me.
yeah, as always, separation anxiety is full force right now.
I
But
would say so.
no, I'm gonna finish off cans I have, and I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try and let that be the.
If at first you don't succeed,
Yep.
you try again.
I did finally get the motor mailed back for the dryer after having the heating coils collapse after fighting with it for so long.
What I tell you was gonna happen.
What did I tell you to do from the beginning?
Yeah. Well,
I said you gonna get that motor in there, and something gonna happen to the heating element.
I
Yeah,
said just get
I
a
didn't
used one.
expect the actual heating coils to just start disintegrating once I got it put back together. That was entirely unexpected.
How was everybody's Independence Day?
I worked, so
I didn't do much of anything.
Wom, ba-da-ba-wom.
Yeah, I didn't do anything for it. I drove to Ashland and upgraded my phone, so I no longer had to worry about the old one dropping calls and signal and
Morning,
not
Ninja.
charging.
how was medic?
Boring.
How was your America's birthday?
We basically done ours on the 5th. The kids begged us to go fishing, so we took them fishing. And we come back. We smoked some stuff on the grill. Put out big rolls of like contractor plastic, and they had mini pools, and they were just like slipping, sliding, and now they're all really sore.
Yeah, it was kind of entertaining to watch them on Saturday.
I wouldn't know why they'd be sore. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't stop. And they went through like 2 giant bottles of soap.
Yeah,
But
even
they
the
had
one
fun.
who was hollering he wanted to quit went right back to it.
Yeah, it's been like non-stop the past few days, and I feel drained.
Except she's built different.
Yeah, there's no
I've
quitting
always
that
said-
girl.
I've always said she's tougher than all 3 of the boys, so.
Especially Grum. Good morning, Vet.
How are you?
Cap. I don't know what he's talking about. Napkins, where
Yeah,
did you go?
I'm here.
Bruce capping on
You're
the
hiding and we didn't know.
I shouldn't be hiding.
You're not there.
Yeah, there's no image of you.
Hey, Peach with the prime.
Well, that's
How
nice.
was the wedding?
That we weren't invited to.
From the honeymoon. Aw, we're so important. Even on the honeymoon, they get to say hi.
Yeah, we must really matter.
Where'd you go for the honeymoon? Now I'm curious. Curiosity killed the cat, you know. Napkins is here. He's just hiding.
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know why my camera won't come on.
He's playing peekaboo.
Yeah, I'm debating on whether or not to order a new dryer through purchasing power or get a used one off of Facebook.
I would just go the Facebook route, probably.
Yeah.
Tease what I would do.
If I do purchasing power, I'm going to go ahead and get a lawnmower while I'm at it.
Bum, ba-da-ba-bum. I bet the wedding was beautiful.
Hopefully not Oak Island.
Yeah, please don't go to Oak Island.
Costa Rica?
What? I've always wanted to go to Costa Rica.
Me too.
Our mom got to go, and she said it was amazing.
Yeah, Mama got to go years ago, and she loved it.
The wedding was the best. Honestly, probably could have been a little better if we were there, but, you know, it's okay. It's okay.
We really wanted to crash it in full Mario costumes and everything.
Yeah, that was my idea.
But Chamey said
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, Chamey said we wasn't allowed. Blame Chamey, a.k.a. Chad.
We renamed him.
Yeah. Napkins, it's bothering me that you're hiding. All peekaboo. So, did you have good fireworks at the wedding? Been really cool if you had one like doing the Mario sound.
How would that even work?
Instead of a boom, it done the mushroom thing. You know what I mean? That would be awesome.
I don't know how they could make it work, but that would be incredible.
Right? So, down in Costa Rica, have you guys seen any of the giant iguanas? I've heard that they're... our mom said when she went out for breakfast, like every morning they were there and they'd just come up and chill.
Yeah, she said it was kind of like having a bunch of house dogs around. They'd just come over.
Haven't officially left out yet. We fly out in the morning. We came down to visit some of the family first and spend some time with them. Ah, I got you.
How nice.
I
Is the camera
got
working
you.
now?
Negative, sir.
I can see myself. I don't know why it does this all the time.
I don't know. Even in the call, your camo was not working.
Yep.
I just dropped something. What did I drop? I don't know. I'll find it in a minute. Anyways. He's pulling a moon pie. Yeah, moon pie apparently can't even call in at the moment because he said his phone says he's out of state. And he used his hotspot up in like 10 days.
I thought it was like 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days.
3
And that's
days
my
is
bad,
what
my
he said.
bad, my bad. I don't think he understands how a hotspot works.
I don't think he does either.
Vet spared no expense. The fireworks was better than any professional show I've seen. Ooh. And we didn't even get a video from Chad.
Chamey's dropping the ball already.
I bet it was the bombdiggity.com.
Super bomb diggity.
Super bomb. In my defense, I was busy the whole time. Yeah.
Don't buy it.
I don't know about that.
I don't buy it.
Was there as a guest, but Peach put me to work. Yeah, well, if you got talent, you got to use them. Bridezilla on them. Oh no. Oh no. Hey, wait. I mean, you're back, but you're kind of blurry.
Yeah, I have an explanation thing.
Boom. Where did it go? Oh. My monitor fell on me again last night. That was interesting. Were you late for your own wedding? Yeah, my wife was late for our wedding, but I still waited on her. Napkins.
What?
I don't know. I just want to say your name now that I can see you. What are you doing this morning after the show?
Probably sleeping. Why?
Oh, I was just wondering.
Will you leave it unlocked so that I can actually get in and do my laundry?
I mean, I can. Yeah.
I
I
did
would
drop the
appreciate
Unity
it.
sand and I cried. Well, you see, that's Mario's fault. He should have just went along with it and then like threw his down and y'all just started dancing and stuff.
Yeah. Oopa!
You just got to commit and go to it.
Yeah, I've been locking it whenever I go to sleep. Can't hear Jack Diddley whenever I'm upstairs.
I figured.
And the amount of times that a random crackhead has knocked on the door and been like, "Where's Greta at? I want to see if she'll buy this stuff."
Never mind that she's posted and told everyone for how many days she would be out of
I'm
town.
not talking about since they've been gone. I'm talking about like during the show or right after the show. I'll hear somebody knock on the door and I'll go open it and they'll be like, "Where's Greta at?" And I'll be like, "In bed."
To be fair, our wedding
Well, I want
was
to know if they'd
like
buy this.
put together and rushed in like 3 days. So. Anyways,
Anywho,
it's all quiet without Moon Pie.
I know. I miss him this morning.
Aww. If only he could hear that. He miss his
Chad,
brother.
did you get the same emails I did, by the way, speaking of Moon Pie, about the equipment stuff?
I didn't get any emails.
Me neither. I want to see. Can I?
Ba-ba-da-da,
Image. Add source. New one.
Jamie says, "Yeah, I've reached out to the company to try and figure it out. We may have to go a different route."
Oh no, Scattios.
Oh.
What'd you do now, Jamie? That's the real question.
Well, I got a email from this company that they're trying to get set up for Moon Pie, that because of the price of the equipment, they needed to verify my identity. So I did everything it asked me to do,
Mm-hmm.
and then I get an email yesterday that says, "We cannot verify your identity. Please make sure that your selfie matches the person's ID that you are updating for the identity verification." And I was like, me, the only difference is I had a goatee and now I have a beard. So I done it again, and I got another email this morning that says, "We're having trouble verifying your identity. This has been forwarded to a team member to be reviewed manually," which is what it told me last time, right before I got an email that said that I was denied. So
Oh. Well, I put Moonpaw on
apparently
the
I'm not
screen. I
me.
missed him. Confused by the new nickname? It's Chad,
Combined with Amy.
combined with Amy. Chamey.
I don't know
You
why
know.
that would be using.
I thought everybody would kind of pick up on that one.
Well,
Yeah.
it is your wife we're talking about.
Oh,
Yeah. We went and watched the new Jurassic Park movie.
oh, did you?
Yeah.
How was it?
Not near as good as I hoped. To be honest, pretty bad.
Well, that's disappointing. I was hoping it would be better than
Lit.
Jurassic World.
One of the biggest things that bothered me, if you have a emergency inflatable raft, hint, inflatable.
Uh-huh.
Listen, whoever created that thing to where a T-Rex can't scratch her, if it puts it in its mouth and bites down and it don't even put a hole in it, that person's got gold on their hands, okay?
Yeah, I don't see how that could work.
And then I guess where that one's made from, so it's based off like the original island where they were doing experiments and like crossbreeding DNA with dinos. So a lot of the dinos look weird, but it kind of looks like for the dinos they just let AI try and make dinos that didn't turn out right, and they're like, we'll use it. We'll just say it was a crossbreed.
Your wifey says it wasn't terrible, but not great.
There wasn't as much, like, I don't know, most Jurassic Park movies have a lot of action going on in them. There wasn't like a ton of action going on during it. Sis said the whole beginning until like near the end was extremely boring and she was trying to sleep.
Very, very predictable.
Yeah.
Man, why did they try to change the formula of them so much when Jurassic World is actually really good for a reboot of the franchise?
That's what I thought.
And it's like every movie they've made since then, they have just gotten worse and worse.
Well, my thing is like, so it starts and you got where some of the dinos from the other movies come back to.
It all started with a Snickers wrapper.
Yeah, it really did. But you have like some that made it back to civilization. Well, they can't survive around there, so they're dying. But everybody can see them, right? But yet it's still mind-boggling when they go to the island and they see dinos. I don't know. Confused me. I'll probably end up watching it again once it comes back out, but still.
Yeah, I'll probably end up watching it and seeing what I think of it, but I don't know. Jurassic World 3 really disappointed me considering they brought back the original 3 for the movie and everything. Just, it seemed like they missed out on a whole lot they could have done with it.
Well, the last one I watched was, it may have just been Jurassic World. I don't know, the one where they introduced Blue.
Yeah, that's Jurassic World. Where was Blue?
Yeah. Yep, didn't see Blue.
Yeah, that's all explained in 3. He's basically living out in the wilderness with, Chris Pratt's character.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of let down by it, but he's so right. Are you asleep, Napkins?
No.
Nah. Yeah, your camera's like,
Choppy.
it's not blurry, but it's kind of like laggy.
Yeah, I think my computer's on.
I hope it's on.
It's on the wrong Wi-Fi, and I can't fix it, or it's gonna kick everything off.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that would be part of it.
Just gotta deal with it.
Well, you got anything on your brain this morning?
My brain is total mush after the weekend that we've had at the Black Hole of Death.
You have anybody blow themselves up? You had to get blood on?
No,
Oh. Not that I want people to. I just figured,
Mediocre moon pie. My audio keeps dropping.
He can't even watch Twitch anymore.
which one is he watching on? Because it could be me.
It says mine.
Oh,
It's possibly his service then.
Do better, Moon Pie. Do better.
So, Medic, you told me that you and Cal picked up Valheim yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all try it out yet, or just
He
down
said
there?
he didn't want to try it until you came around.
Yeah,
And you were dead to the world,
I
so...
really was.
So we did not.
It's an interesting one. The graphic style in it takes some getting used to because they kind of went with the stylized look instead of real immersion look.
Well, I watched a lot of the videos on that Crosswind game coming out that I definitely want to play, and
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of people suggest that it's a lot like Valheim.
In some ways, I could see that from what I saw of it so far. Like certain foods give you bonuses, whether that's to stamina or weather conditions or even strength, defense, all that. Uh, the building is definitely something that takes a while to get used to. I'm not a fan of it. I struggle with it, but overall, the game itself can be pretty fun, and it does have an actual plot to it. So I have to say, those types of survival games tend to grip me a lot better. Just having an actual goal that you're trying to reach with it.
Well, I told him I hope we get emails to get into the playtest on Crosswinds so we can talk like pirates the whole time.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that's exactly what we'll do.
Napacano. We got any questionos?
we have a few.
Or has your napkin been wadded at all?
No, I don't think my napkin's been wadded that I can think of. Other than stupid drivers.
Right.
Jeez. That never gets old.
We got behind one, and it was one of those that just, I'm going to stay in the fast lane
Yes.
and go slow. And I was like, I bet it's an old person. Sure enough, it was an old person.
What was that?
Moon pie.
It was a moon pie. Oh,
Oh, what?
I think I just got a picture of Mr. and Mrs. And I did, but it won't load. I love the tech issues that we've had this morning. Oh my god.
I blame Moon Pie. Just
He
because
started it.
he's not here to argue back, so I mean, obviously it's his fault.
Is he our new schizo?
Maybe.
It seems a
Schizo
little bit
always
harsh.
got blamed for everything.
Maybe. Maybe indeed. I am kind of curious what Peach and Mario's gonna bring us back from Costa Rica. I'm thinking a monkey.
You're thinking a monkey?
Be careful if you have to go through Mexico. Them little kids try and pickpocket you and everything. Just kick them.
Yeah, Moonpie sent a message to us. Sorry, y'all, my signal sucks.
I don't believe him. I bet it's Mander's fault.
That's it.
I like that, Angry Peach. If she
Definitely
had
get
a
an
way.
SCGM monkey.
That's what we need. A real monkey.
I've got 4 of them.
I'm gonna get a random package in the mail, and it's gonna be just a stuffed monkey.
A monkey.
You know, if we did have a monkey, we'd have to name it Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo. Everything is Mander's fault. I agree, Grum.
All right, the time has come for questers questions that I don't even have pulled up.
Questions.
Questions of the Questas. Yeah, it's a small world after all.
Come on, Chadrick, Jamie. If this thing makes me reset my password one more
Chadley?
time, I'm gonna come to New Jersey just to slap you in the face.
Daggone. But his napkins ain't watered at all.
I mean, we could just get Vet to have one of his security guys do it with the tortilla. I hope.
Listen, by the way, I gotta tell you this story real quick.
Uh-oh, is it napkin story time?
Story time with napkins.
Yay!
I think I've talked about her on this on the podcast before, but I work one of the inpatient rehab nurses. Her name is Phoebe, and she's from Hawaii, and she is funny as a monkey, and I love to give her a hard time and get her going because the more tore up you get her, the more broken her English gets.
Okay.
And this morning, every room that we went in on IPR, she was like following us in the room. She said, "I'm coming with you to steal some blood." And I was like, "Okay, Phoebe." Well, we go in this last room. She follows us in there. And I stick this woman in the wrist. She's an older woman. She's kind of a little bit confused. I stick her in the wrist. I'm getting my blood just fine. And I go to pull the tube off so that I can let Phoebe get the blood she needs for the blood sugar. And about the time I pull the tube or go to pull the tube off, the woman pulls back and pulls the needle out. So her wrist is just free bleeding. And I hold my gauze underneath it to keep it from getting on the bed. And Phoebe's standing there with the glucometer doing this toward the woman's wrist. And I'm going, "Get it, Phoebe! Get it, Phoebe!" And she's tore up all to pieces. Can't understand a word she's saying. And then out of nowhere, she gets it on the glucometer and says, "I caught the fish! I caught the fish! I caught the fish!"
Pretty nice.
So that's my
pretty
new
nice.
thing at work.
Caught a fish.
I
I
caught the
just
fish.
keep going around. I keep going around. I'm like, "I catch the fish," and it's one of
Ninja
the
thinks it's funny.
it's some of the small things that get you through the shift. Yeah, she
Sometimes.
did. She said, "I catch the fish." I had her so tore up one night. Every time I'd see her, I'd say she'd be sitting at a computer, and I walk by and I'd say, "You ain't doing nothing. Why are you trying to make it look like you're working?" Because the way she types, it literally sounds like she's just sitting there just tapping on the keyboard, not actually typing anything. Well, that last time I'd done it like 3 or 4 times. Walked past her and, Phoebe, are you gonna do anything? Phoebe, are you gonna do anything? Well, that last time I walked past her, I said, Phoebe, it must be nice to get to sit on your hind end and not do anything, make a nurse's salary. She turned and looked at me. She said, "Hey, lab guy, F you."
Uh,
Been better if she was like, "Hey, Baldy." You're all blurry again. It's very.
I'm finally into the Quester's questions.
Are you?
oh,
Um,
wee.
well, I was. Where did they go? There they are.
They're hiding.
All right. Our first one comes from Jesse in Canada.
Canada.
He addresses this to everyone and he says, "Hey, guys." Hey,
Hi.
Jesse.
Good,
Or
good
she,
talk. Next
Jesse could be
question.
either one. I was just curious when the next Ready or Not stream would be. You all was very entertaining
Oh
with it, and
Lord.
I enjoyed it so much. I would love to see Moon Pie and Callistus join in.
I could imagine Moon Pie on Ready or Not.
You know, I kind of feel like that has to be a goal once he gets set up that he can actually play it with us.
I kind of missed that game. That was fun. That was.
Yeah, it's
That
been a
was a fun
very long
game.
time.
I actually have another game kind of like it that I've not tried yet, where you get a doggy.
You
Have
get a
we
dog.
played Ready or Not since I got his new rig?
He never played it. We all got on and it kept kicking somebody.
I know the last time I tried to play it with you all, it kept crashing on me.
Everything crashes anymore. We can't play nothing.
We're gonna figure something out. Okie dokie. Well, that one's for Mediocre Moon Pie, who's not here, so.
Shocker.
Holy Reaper 89 addresses this to EM Taco.
Oh.
He listens from Ohio,
Ohio.
and he says, Taco, Moses is trying to use a vending machine and thinks it's a test from God. I'm assuming he wants you to explain how that would go.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Not sure.
All right, hang on. I see what it is now. So I got to read you Mediocre Moon Pie's question because it's directly related. So he wants to know from Mediocre Moon Pie. He says, "Okay, here you go, homie. You are Batman trying to parallel park while narrating it like a tragic monologue." Okay, so after you hear that, he says, "Okay, Taco, it's your go now. You're Moses trying to use a vending machine and thinking it's a test from God. Now you have to narrate that like it's a tragic monologue."
Oh. Let's see how to go about this. God, where's Aaron when I need him? Why won't this do what you want me to do? I just want nourishment. Why couldn't you just give me more mana? Is this because I smote the rock when you told me not to? Oh, why couldn't I just listen to you?
You needed the stutter. That would have made it good.
All right. Oh, good Lord. Faith Pulse, why?
Oh no.
Pulse, why?
But before you get started with that, I'm getting a refill on my coffee.
Faith Pulse what?
Why? Just
Just
why?
why? Just why?
Oh. Okay. I'm back. I'm back.
We're waiting on him to get done texting.
Okie dokie. Faith Post addresses this to everyone.
Oh boy.
And he says, okay, I've been so stuck on the Disney question. I wanted to leave you guys with a few more that may or may not be Disney or anything. Shrek is calling because Donkey got stuck in the filet drive-thru.
That's pretty
That's
good.
the first one. So what was the scenario we had to do here?
You were the dispatcher, given the emotional crisis.
Well, I mean, he kind of done that for us on these though.
Yeah, I feel like we need Moon Pie to act it out.
Yeah, that's what I think we need. So maybe I'll hold this question for the next time Moon Pie's on here, but I'm just gonna read the scenarios to you guys. Darth Vader is calling in crying because Luke won't respond to his text. Noah is calling in explaining God's promise using no cap. Paul is telling the Corinthians to, quote, touch grass, quote. And finally, Buzz Lightyear is stuck in an elevator. Can you hear me, Star Command?
Seems I am trapped in a box with lights and buttons.
Faith Pulse again.
Does not work.
Faith Pulse to everyone. I vote for a spot for viewers to fill out something like who is calling napkins or something where we can submit a character or person and a problem. See example below. The Beast wants to press charges because someone called him Shrek with anger issues. Iron Man thinks he has a spot of rust on him. So I guess these would be like things we would have to create scripts for and act out, is what he's suggesting.
It sounds like
Okay.
an all different thing. Medic, real quick, if you ever learn how to do like the computer animation stuff, I think we've got our new shorts thing that we start doing.
All right. A magic gnome from Tennessee.
Magic
listens on
gnome.
Spotify. He says questions on the last few episodes have been absolutely great. The answers have been pretty good. It gives off a whose line is it anyway vibe. I'm here for it. By the way, Tennessee barbecue is terrible. Tennessee.
Hey.
And he says, fill in the blank. The worst person to... Wait, hang on. Oh, the worst person to do a task. And it says in the example here, the worst person to teach Sunday school. So it's like a I guess he's wanting us to give examples. The worst
Okay.
person to teach. I don't know if he's wanting us to do it like whose line is it anyway style.
So it kind of sounds like come up with the task and the person that would be worse for it.
Darth Vader. You just
That was
mentioned Darth.
actually his example. It says the worst person to do a task, and the next sentence says the worst person to teach Sunday school. ... Darth Vader.
Let's hear it, Darth Vader.
I don't know. I kind of feel like he wouldn't do too terrible of a job. The Emperor, on the other hand, I feel like would be the worst person to teach Sunday school.
I don't know. I don't feel like Darth Vader would be very friendly.
Probably not friendly, but I'm sure he could, actually teach the Bible stories.
I don't know. I feel like he would just threaten him.
I'm gonna say the Joker.
It's often your answer to things, but this time it feels like the right answer.
It's true.
Or could you imagine the Riddler trying to teach Sunday school?
You know how confused it would
This
get?
children.
Are you coming to say hi?
Each gram.
Look, oh, I'm like napkins now.
What, bald?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the Riddler would be a terrible option for it because every Bible story he tried to teach would be, riddle me this, children. And then it would be an overly complicated way of trying to explain a Bible story in reverse.
I was trying to think of another good one.
Grum had to have his camera time.
He's so needy for attention.
Grimlock from Transformers. I think he'd be pretty terrible at it. Me, Grimlock. Me, strongest.
Hold door. That's my answer, because all you're going to get is hold door, hold door, hold door.
Hold on.
I got one. Groot. I am Groot.
I almost said
I
something,
am
but it'd been
Groot.
really, really bad.
I am
You'd have
Groot.
to have Rocket Raccoon with him for Groot.
So I'm going to give an answer, and I'm going to get total judgment on this. Helen Keller.
Oh my god. No, I see that coming.
Would that not be a bad option to teach?
Oh god, don't act it out. Don't act it out. That's what I was thinking. I'm awake now.
Oh, I now want to hear you act it out.
Nope. Talk about getting hate mail.
Oh, I can't believe I said that out loud. There's reasons I don't say everything that pops into my mind.
Oh, good lord. Okay. This next one I'm probably gonna hold on to because it specifically wants to hear Moon Pie act out a scenario. So gonna hold on to that one.
Do we get to know the scenario?
It just says it's from the Knowing Owl. So if you're listening, they listen from Kentucky. And they say, who's calling dispatcher napkins and what's their ridiculous emergency? I don't know if this is a regular segment, but it definitely should be. My scenario, the Little Mermaid can't use her AirPods underwater. Moon Pie, go.
That's the Little Mermaid. That I do want to hear.
And I hope
All
he
right.
does it in song form, like part of your world.
You need somebody to back him up and be. Was it Sebastian, the flounder?
Yes.
There's Flounder, and then there's Sebastian the Crab.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was Sebastian.
All right. Faith Pulse, Big Medic.
Oh crap!
It says, for you, my good sir.
Yes, good sir.
Take a modern term or trend, but you have to use it as a sermon to the youth. Your word is slay. I think that's a thing. Bonus point. Tie-in phrase, let me cook. The randomness of this show is the best. Others can try this as well if they are feeling it.
Slay. That's a slang term.
I don't know.
Okay, give me a minute. What was my bonus thing?
Let me cook.
Let me cook. Okay, slay and let me cook. Okay, so it's kind of like cheating in a way. But you'd have to be preaching on David and Goliath. Okay? And the sermon isn't just about how David beat Goliath. Listen, he slayed him, right? He was slain, okay? Okay? I'm going to cook like David was cooking, okay? Because he was dropping bombs, no cap.
You threw in some extras there.
Yeah, that's bonus points. Where the points don't matter.
Where the rules are made up and the points don't matter. Hashtag please don't sue us for that.
We can't afford it.
All right. Our next one comes from Jared.
Jared! For a Subway
He
Jared?
addresses this.
Better not
He
be.
addresses. I hope not. He addresses this to everyone. You talk about a bad person to teach Sunday school.
You know.
Anywho, oh my gosh, my mind just went so dark because now I'm thinking of even worse ones. Hashtag Jeffrey Dahmer who? All right, anywho, it says, what is one thing people overhype way too much? And I think that this is talking about like an unpopular opinion, something in your mind that is way overhyped, but others may not agree with. So for me, everybody already knows mine. It's the beach.
What's wrong with the beach?
I just feel like it's overrated.
Why?
I just don't necessarily like it. I would rather like
Now, so you're the reason we didn't get invited to the wedding.
You caused this.
Unpopular opinion.
Starbucks. I don't care for it. I think it's mediocre at best, and it's way overpriced.
Fortnite.
Ooh.
you take it back. Just kidding.
Which I do like how Fortnite has so many different options. See, I knew you wouldn't come because napkins wouldn't be down. See, I told you were the reason.
I'm not saying I wouldn't.
You're the
attend
reason we ain't gonna get a monkey
I'm just
too.
I'm just saying. If I'm planning out a vacation that I'm gonna pay, however much it costs now. Like I guess a good beach house is probably like $1,200-$1,500 depending on if you're getting like a full house for a week or whatever. If I'm gonna spend that much, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something that I actually.
You've not went with us without the drama you had attached to your hip.
I didn't even want to go that time. I was drug along. Thank you very much. But anywho, if I'm gonna spend that much, I would rather do something that I'm gonna get more enjoyment out of. Don't get me wrong. I think the beach is it's pretty, but like the whole getting in the ocean and the salt water and the sand getting everywhere. I'm just not a huge fan of it.
Daggone.
I think it's ever since he got pinched and beat with a flip flop. He don't want to go back.
Yeah, I think that's what it really is. TSD.
People really digging this whole Disney 911 scenario. Daggum. Devin writes in and addresses this to everyone and says, which animated character accidentally started a cult and is now calling 911 because it, quote, got out of hand?
Ooh.
Winnie the Pooh. Father,
I'm going to go Barney.
honey.
Barney.
Yeah.
I love you.
Because I feel like that's borderline already cult material. Or, better one, Mickey Mouse. Have you
Now
seen
that
how
one is like,
obsessive-
yeah, I got you there.
Haha, it's me, Mickey Mouse. I've got a problem.
Well, hot dog, hot diggity dog. A cult that got out of hand on accident. I'm gonna say Genie from Aladdin.
I've got all these kids, and all they're screaming about is Mousecatool, and I don't know what to do, man.
Genie from Aladdin. I could see that one happening.
There's so many good ones that you pick.
Yeah, you could really go down a rabbit hole with new ones on that.
True. I think the Mickey Mouse one's pretty accurate, though.
That is it for Quester's questions, boys.
Oh, wow.
A lot of them I think we're going to have to answer with Moon Pie. Oh, Moon Pie.
Mickey Mouse cult, that's straight nightmare fuel.
True.
I feel like it already kind of is a cult. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, your child's part of it.
I know.
He'll never be the same.
No,
So-
he'll eventually grow out of it.
Slight twist to the thought, I could also imagine Kermit calling in because Gonzo started a cult that's gotten out of control.
Yeah.
Kermit the Frog here. I've got a bit of a problem. Gonzo seems to have started a cult.
What
I
if
don't
Big
know
Bird
what to
did? That'd be a good one, too.
Elmo.
Ronald McDonald.
Yeah.
Also, borderline cult already. My kids every day. I want McDonald's. I want McDonald's. I want McDonald's. You don't even eat it. It's the loyalty.
It's like fast food crack, man. Everybody know that.
Oh, okay. I just refresh, and we've got a serious one.
A serious one, you say?
Super Cheryl.
Not Mickey Mouse style?
No,
Well, it says I got ads getting replayed in 25 seconds, sir.
that gives me time to proofread anyway.
Proofread.
Perfect.
Bum bum.
Same. However, the smoked food we had this weekend was bomb and they ate a ton. It did turn out pretty good.
Yeah, I ate my leftovers and enjoyed them pretty well. Though the other one that you posted pictures of looked really good too.
Yeah, I didn't end up pulling it off until like midnight.
Good lord.
My smoker was broke, so I had to make one work with me charcoal grill again.
Oh.
I got ads of playing Napacano. Wah, wah, wah. Says they're playing anyway.
This episode, as every other episode, is brought to you by Angry Vet Nation, a nonprofit organization committed to helping veterans and first responders rediscover purpose and community through gaming, content creation, and streaming. Whether you're a seasoned streamer or just picking up the controller again, AVN is here to help you with equipment sponsorships, mental health resources, and a tight-knit community of others who've walked in your boots. At AVN, it's more than just gaming. It's about healing, belonging, and building something new, something real together. If you're a veteran, a first responder, or someone who's looking to support the mission, reach out to them at angryvetnation.org because no one fights alone. Angry Vet Nation, purpose beyond the uniform.
What if I'm a noob?
You're still welcome.
Says I got 2 minutes on the ad break. You said it was a serious one.
Yes.
Or like seriously serious?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Totally, Cyril. I've got 40 seconds left of my ads. You know, I'm disappointed that Black Rifle Coffee still isn't sponsoring us.
Well, after I tried their energy drink you brought
Not
me,
their
I'm not
energy
sure I want them to.
Not their energy drinks, their coffee.
You brought me seltzer water in a can, sir.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I was highly disappointed in it.
Been better if they just made it like a coffee energy drink.
Right? They do iced coffees. Why not make a straight up coffee energy drink?
Right? That's what I'm saying.
See, that's why they need to sponsor us so they can hear our ideas and realize, oh, we don't really know what our consumer wants. My ads are over.
I've got 45 seconds.
Oh, that one probably needs. Chad, I got what you sent me, but it probably needs to be a recorded ad and not a live one.
Alright. That didn't make sense.
Chadrick, what are you sending him?
Why would you do things like that?
Chadley.
I mean, I'll
Hey,
read it
hey.
if y'all want me to, but
Read it.
Let's hear it. Professional voice. Well, that was disgusting.
I just probably made a bunch of people gag whenever they listen to this. Okay, anywho. Hey y'all, it's Napkins, and before we jump back into the conversation, I just want to take a moment to thank one of the biggest reasons Beyond the Quest even exists, Angry Vet Nation. AVN is a non-profit on a mission to help veterans and first responders rediscover purpose through streaming, gaming, and content creation. Whether it's helping folks get set up with equipment, offering community support, or just being the lifeline when you need it most, they're out here doing the real work that matters. As a previous 911 dispatcher and co-host of this show, I can tell you firsthand, AVN isn't just a sponsor. They're part of our story. They believed in Beyond the Quest from the beginning when Beyond the Quest was just an idea. Their support helps us keep bringing you the raw, real conversations about faith, healing, gaming, and everything in between. If you're a veteran or first responder looking to start your own journey, or if you want to support the mission, head over to angryvetnation.org. Get involved, get connected. Angry Vet Nation. Purpose beyond the uniform.
That was a good one, and it would make a really good.
I'm glad I wrote it.
recorded one you could add in.
I totally just made that up.
I'm laughing at the chat, sorry.
Yeah, you've grossed everybody out.
Medic Swifey, we were feeling left out by that.
Mario wrote that one. Oh. Doop, 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 doop. Let's hear the seriousness of the seriousness. Seriously.
We're gonna get more weird and goofy.
Before I hack up another lung here on the podcast. All right. This one comes from Broken Bridget in New Jersey.
Aw, Bridget, don't be broken.
She says, "How do you know when your marriage is over? I feel like my husband will talk to literally anyone and everyone else besides for me. I try to talk to him and he rarely talks back. He puts all of his time into anything else but no time for me. Am I just overreacting? I just feel lonely and lost. I feel so broken. I don't even know if he realizes I'm so down because he doesn't even pay attention to how I'm feeling or my body language. I have mentioned it before, so yes, I have tried to talk to him, but we work through it, then it goes right back to feeling ignored. I love this man dearly, but my mentality is not well right now. I've prayed about it, and I don't feel like I've gotten any answers back. Any advice for me?
Hmm.
So, when it comes to communication in a relationship, it's not a one and done thing. You might have to communicate about it multiple times, and it may be something you have to remind him of anytime he starts to let it slack or something. As far as feeling like your mentality is taking a hit with all this, maybe you ought to look into speaking to someone. You know, there's nothing wrong with therapy. Sometimes that's a great thing for people.
That and it might help, which I don't know if y'all do or not. Surprise and go on a date. Just go on a date, have a good time, and then talk.
Yeah, yeah, you got to keep the
Never lose
romance
the
alive.
communication. Communication is key. And as far as praying about it and not getting an answer, don't stop praying about it. Keep praying about it, keep working on it.
Keep seeking. Anything from you, Napkins?
Um, Obviously, I agree. Communication is key. In my opinion, the two biggest foundations of any relationship have to be communication and trust. If you don't have those, it's not going to work. Um, so sometimes part of that communication is having the hard talks, and like Medic said, random dates. That's a good idea. But ultimately, you're going to have to set him down and tell him how you're feeling and get his side of it too. Does he feel the same way you do? I mean, ultimately, okay. So I'm going to give a little bit of insight to the napkin story. Um, Trademark. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that book still
But
getting wrote?
GM.
uh, uh, whenever me and my ex-wife originally separated, I wouldn't really say that it was mutual in the beginning. Whenever I first left, I would say it was very much one-sided. Um, and I'm not somebody who's going to lie about it. Since we originally separated, we have sat down and had a talk, multiple talks, and through that we have realized that the separation, even though that we wasn't actually fully separated, it was more mutual than what we realized. um you know as far uh, the best way I can describe it is we had already kind of started separating ourselves without actually leaving, either one of us leaving. um and that's kind of what I mean by get his side of it. Does he feel the same way? Does he feel like that your marriage is falling apart, or is it over? Is he willing to work on it? Does he even want to work on it? That's the kind of hard talk that I mean that you are going to have to sit down and have with him.
Truth. Awkward silence. I like it.
Daggum, here comes the onions.
Uh oh.
Would you do refresh and there's a new one?
Yeah. Gosh, I'm.
Well,
Keep
Medic's
praying,
probably
and
just
it's not
confirmed.
over till it's over. God and your husband are the two most important relationships in life. They take a lot of work, and it's okay to work on it. Keep communicating your feelings and don't shut down. Pray, pray, and pray more.
So this came through, and it's so long it came through in two or three different submissions.
Ooh.
I
Give me
think
just a second.
Taco's O is your cue to read.
I know. Give me just a second. I'm replying to Chad.
Oh, Chadley. Now I'm curious. You said it was onions?
Yeah.
Onions?
All right.
Here we
Lord have
go.
mercy. Y'all. It's
You're
too early
crying
in
you
the
ain't even
morning.
read yet. That ain't
I
fair. We
know.
don't know what it says.
Just from the proofread, man. All right. This person submitted. There is a name, but I'm gonna save it for the end because they signed it with the name. It was submitted as anonymous in the name field, but like I said, it's signed at the end. It says, "Hey guys, I just want to chat in and say thank you to the host of Beyond the Quest. This podcast came into my life during one of my darkest seasons. I was in a place where I felt completely lost, but hearing your voices, your honesty, your faith, and especially your laughter helped keep me going. To McMedic, I don't know you personally, but you come across as someone who truly cares. Your heart shows in every episode, and so does your passion. It means more than you probably even realize. To Napkins, you seem like someone who has really been through the crap of life, and yet you still show up with a smile and a laugh. That kind of strength is rare, and it's incredibly inspiring. To Taco, you honestly don't seem far off from the same story. There's something real and raw about the way you all show up together, and you've created something that's more than just a podcast. You guys are truly a blessing. Thank you for helping me feel less alone. You've saved me more than once without even knowing it from someone who's still here because of the three of you."
Is that all of them?
Yeah, that's the last one.
We're very thankful that you're still here. We know that life can really hit you with a lot at times. And like we tell people every time, if you need somebody to talk to, join our Discord. We're almost always online. You can reach out to us on there. We're willing to talk. We'll hang out with you on games, or even if you just want to hang out and talk for a while and not play anything, we're willing to do that too. Uh, we don't know from what you sent where you stand as far as any kind of faith or belief, but we do encourage you, look for God. Look and see if you can seek Him out. He can make a world of difference to you even when you don't know that He can.
We're just blessed to be here. Sorry for the awkward pause at the end. I thought you said you was ending it with what they signed their name as, so I was waiting on it.
That was the way it was signed from someone who's still here because of the three of you.
Oh, I was still waiting on the name. I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
I thought there was more to it because I was expecting a different name too. That's why I waited.
We love audience. Even Dave. You remember Dave? God works mysterious ways and puts people in our lives in different ways to give us just what we need when we need it. God doesn't work on coincidence.
You know, it does definitely. It definitely everything Taco said. Listen, I'm tore up from the floor up right now. Join our Discord. Reach out to us anytime. From somebody who has been there. You know, that's something I really haven't went into detail with, but I was in your shoes as far as feeling alone, not wanting to be here, and this was before I was even separated. I had a wife, I had kids, I had family, but I still felt so incredibly alone. And that led to a very selfish decision, and I'm very blessed to be here. Um, don't get that low. Join our Discord, even if it's just to hang out and get a distraction from the loneliness. Um, you know, as it's hard to explain, but with submissions like these and some of the others we've gotten in the past, it does definitely pull out the onions. But it almost makes me feel brokenhearted that people, and don't get me wrong, I know people. There's people every day that go through that, but that are people that listen to our show and knowing that we've helped them. That just it makes me happy, but breaks my heart at the same time. If that makes any sense. Um, and I can't stress enough, we're not going to judge you if you join our Discord. We're not going to ask questions. We're not going to pry. We're just going to be like, hey, man, what's up? Let's,
And even if you don't want
get
to
in on
join
this
the
game
Discord,
of or not, or
you can get on the, I think it's the Slim Chance Gaming website if you just want to shoot an email to any of us personally.
yeah, all of our email addresses minus Moon. I don't think Moon Pie's on there yet. We have to get him added, but all of our email addresses are on there. You can email any of us personally. You can keep submitting stuff like this anonymously if you don't want anybody to know who you are. That's fine too. But
you want to keep making napkins cry? Keep at it.
that's really all I had to say, though. I mean, it's
I think everybody deals with depression at some point. Depression sucks. I mean, I think all three of us have been to the low of lows and things. And there's a very, very wise person in chat that once said, life sucks, and sometimes you just have to grab it by the balls before it gets a hold of you. And you have to stop the spiraling before it gets out of hand and you can't get a hold of it. And there's a lot of truth in that statement.
Oh, a lot of truth.
And no matter what, we're always here for anybody. You should know who said that.
I would certainly hope so, sir.
It was chat.
I lost my train of
It wasn't chat.
You lost your train of thought.
Where'd you leave it at?
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So I know, and there's probably some listeners out there that's like, "How did a podcast help you?" Listen, on some of my darkest days, I would. I'm not gonna shout out the name of the podcast, but there's a comedy podcast that I would turn on and listen to just because it would make me laugh, and that would make me feel a little better. So if we're doing that for people, listen, you never know what's gonna help somebody. Every person is different. Um,
That's true.
My 3 biggest goals for us on any of our podcast. 1, help spread the word of Jesus. Most importantly. 2, let anyone and everyone know that we're here for them no matter what, because we just want to be able to help in any way that we can, even if it's just goofing off. And 3, to have a good time.
Yeah.
You like those rules? It's the rules I like to go by. And by the way, we know who Sleepy Ninja is.
we do.
Sleepy Ninja, we love you. I blame Napkin should have already known, and I didn't know.
I have no idea. Listen, he randomly popped in on my Twitch on one of my random stream days, followed me, and then was like, "I'm going to get food, but I'm gonna leave your stream up." I was like, "Cool, man, thanks."
And in all this time, you never knew.
You never knew.
You really ought to be sort of embarrassed by the fact that you didn't know.
To be fair, though, Sleepy Ninja popped in the Discord and wasn't in there, what, a minute or two? And you were like, I know who that is.
It wasn't even that long, bro. As soon as he opened his mouth, I was like, I know who you are.
It took me a minute. And I still guessed wrong at first, so.
But you were close.
True. I was half right. It was like 5 seconds. He cheated. We're
And I
glad Sleepy
should've
Ninja's
known.
around, though.
I should have known because this is gonna.
I step away for 1 second and you're talking about me. Kind of,
Oh.
yes.
I'm. I should have known, and I'm gonna give a little hint to who Sleepy Ninja might be. But you know, I went to my high school reunion, and him and his brother was talking about like they'd been watching the podcast, and they'd been you know, watching our Twitch and stuff. And,
Wait,
and
you went to
seeing
a high
stuff.
school reunion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't bother with that.
Hang on, wait, when did you graduate?
2015.
Yeah,
10
they had
years
their-
ago.
They had their 10-year reunion.
Daggone, I'm old.
But anywho, and I just never even thought about like how are they saying stuff in our Discord? It just never dawned on me.
So basically, they told you and you didn't even pay attention.
Yep.
Well, I mean, we
Some
have a bunch
friend.
of random people in our Discord, to be fair.
Yeah, we got some people that's joined.
And if I can't even remember.
I thought you were froze.
Yeah,
And
I
if-
froze too.
I don't know. There's some numbers he could have used in his name that would have gave it away, or you know, stuff like that. But
I don't know.
Sleepy Ninja, I never would have thought.
I
of.
like the Sleepy Ninja name, to be honest with you.
Oh, I do too. I do
pretty
too.
great.
But I would have never guessed.
I feel like his brother needs one. Something else ninja, though.
Or
I
Sleepy.
don't know if his brother does have one. I have no idea what it is.
I think his brother either needs to be like Sleepy Pirate or
It's Faithballs.
energetic ninja.
You know, I thought it might be. I'm not
Hopper
gonna lie
Ninja.
to
There we
you.
go.
I don't know. I just think it'd be funny if it was Faithballs, because he was the one. Wasn't it Faithballs that went on like the quick fire of things that keep you up at night? The
Yes,
thoughts
it
that keep
was.
you up at night? I could see one of them doing that, though.
Like 15.
It was 20-something
Submissions.
questions that one night.
Yeah. And it would be like, okay, I'm done now. And then he'd submit another one and be like, just kidding. But for real,
Seriously,
I'm
I'm
done
done
this
now.
time. And then submit another
here's
one.
one more. Yeah, if his brother doesn't already have one, I think his name either needs to be Sleepy Pirate or Hyper Ninja. So you let him know. If he doesn't already have one, that's his only options for a name.
I don't know. I think it's kind of funny he doesn't even know if his brother has one.
Well, to be fair, I mean, it's not like they're 16 and living in the same house.
Still, though,
I feel like they have phones.
it's these crazy magical devices that fit in your hand that can access nearly all the data in the world.
It's cray cray.
Faith goes, yo. Lee,
Yeah,
we're
we're
just
talking
talking
about
about you.
Do we know who you are? Oh. Anyway, fellers, what's on your
Faithful,
brains?
should I know you personally? That is the question.
I don't know Ninja, but I'll call him bro. Hey, bro.
That sounds like something that he would say if it is him.
Every
Trying
time
to
he
be all
says something
cryptic.
now. My ear thingy's messed up. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I'm a random. No, you're not. You're Faith Pulse. You're not random.
Anything else on y'all's brains this morning?
I've been
I have a
thinking
question.
about. Okay.
So I get the point of summer school, but at what point is it too much?
All of it.
I mean, typically summer school's just supposed to be for kids who are like borderline gonna fail unless they had like a little bit of extra time to retry a certain test.
I don't know
or
if it
material.
matters, but like, it's a summer school for like dyslexia.
I don't know. I've never heard of that specifically.
I feel like when you have to go, like you don't get out of school at all when school ends, and you're going until the end of the second week in July is a bit excessive.
Oh, 100%.
That's what, like another 7 weeks of school?
And then, so you have like, what, maybe a month, probably a little less than a month to even do anything. 1 month. I feel like that's a bit excessive.
Yeah, I feel like it's dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely sounds like overkill.
Yeah. I think it's dumb.
And dum no one gum. We did just get another submission, and I don't know if this is related to our last submission or not. But this person submitted anonymously from Washington.
Washington?
And it says, what are some of your coping mechanisms when you go in that dark place? When you get so low, you can't dig yourself out. And I feel like we kind of just talked about this. So,
Coping mechanisms?
For the most part, it's like forcing yourself to take part in things that you know you enjoy, even when you don't feel like doing it. Like, if I get to feeling really down, I don't want to, get online and play games, especially with everybody. But I make myself do it, and it kind of helps with that. It kind of lifts my mood up some. And I also try to make sure that I'm like doing more praise and worship than normal at home, or reading more often and that kind of stuff.
Distract your mind. I don't know why that reminded me of Harry Potter. Discipline your mind. No, finding distractions helps a lot, but at the same time, to word it and say when you've dug yourself in a hole you can't get out of, in my experience, it doesn't go away on its own. It takes effort. But a big thing is wrapping your mind around the fact that you still have power in your thoughts on what you're going to dwell on and what you're going to think on, and realizing that depression doesn't own you, and sadness and anxiety and things like that, they don't own you. They don't control you. Don't let them control you. They have as much power as you let them have. And really sticking to that. And once you wrap your mind around that, and then effort on your side of it helps pull yourself out of it.
Yeah, if you have to, watch a stupid movie, like a stupid comedy. Something that makes you laugh every time you watch it.
Watch Napkins.
No matter how dumb it is. Watch Talladega Nights or Dodgeball or something like that. Just something that will make you laugh and kind of distract you if you need to.
I watched Dodgeball the other day.
So
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
the only real thing I have to add to that is, um, I feel like a lot of times when if you get solo, or even honestly when you're on when you I feel like a lot of times we put ourselves down, if that makes any sense. Whether it's the stuff we're doing or not doing, getting in our own head, or, it can even be as simple as the music we're listening to. I mean, I could be in a great mood and then put on a song that either triggers something from my past, or just a sad song in general that makes me, go down dark thoughts that I shouldn't be going down. You know, I feel like that a lot of times, not all the time, don't get me wrong, because like I said, I've been there myself, but I feel like a lot of times we kind of do it to ourselves.
True.
And I think it takes recognizing that and breaking that pattern. Because especially once you start down that path, it's very easy to keep going down that path until you feel like you're solo, you can't dig yourself out.
That spiral starts
Um,
turning.
and I feel like you have to recognize and break that. Like you listen to one depressing song, for example, and especially if you're somebody like me, like if I'm getting on the computer just to work on something that's not necessarily where I need to hear what's going on, I'll put on like YouTube and just let it shuffle. And if you are listening to anything on shuffle and you listen to a sad song, what's it going to do? It's going to keep playing similar songs. So you're just going to keep going lower and lower. It's going to get in your mental space. It can be as simple as breaking that cycle, listening to more upbeat music if you're going to listen to music. Um, you laid in bed all day because you just didn't feel like doing anything. Make yourself do something, even
Yeah.
if it's as simple as going outside and going for a walk,
Or just sit out in the sunlight.
or as
Baseball's.
simple as getting on a game that you enjoy. I mean,
hmm
and don't get me wrong, there's been times where I haven't even wanted to turn my computer on, but I force myself to.
Faithful says, "You all are a big part to help me, no lie." Faith, we
Oh.
appreciate that. We're glad
Even
that we were
even
able to
if
help.
Napkin secretly thinks he knows you.
And believes that it's all conspiracy.
Life's a conspiracy. I fully, like, how we have moments of where you're like either deja vu, or you're like, that's a seems too fishy to be a coincidence. I have this crazy thought. You ready for my crazy thought?
Sure.
I
Drop it
have
on
this
us.
crazy thought that whenever we die, before we go to judgment, you're going to kind of get to see a little bit of a replay. And the Lord's just going to be standing there and he's going to be like, hey, you remember that whenever you thought it was coincidence? That was me. And you're going to be like, I knew it.
Show off moments.
Yeah.
Highlight reel.
Yeah. Just like a highlight reel.
Oh, that's funny.
And then it's going
The,
to confirm my theory that life is nothing but one big conspiracy theory.
the thing I've been thinking about, though, is I definitely need to learn how that Tailspire actually works for running RPGs. I think it'd be fun to get one going with all of us, including Cal. Hopefully, eventually, Moon Pie as well.
Have you all seen the? I think it's like $8 on Steam right now. It's called Peak.
No, I don't know anything
Co-op
about
climbing game.
Mhm.
Okay, and it's just like little goofy cartoon looking game. But I was thinking, you know what we should do? We should just have like a random night once a month where we can try and get Moon Pie on with us. We got Cal, all of us. Just one random game going, and we can like switch in and out who all's playing or what, and then somebody's keeping track of chat and answering questions, kind of like how we should have done After Dark.
Yeah, I think, and this would be a good thought or suggestion.
Be a good thought, suggestions. Blah, 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 blah.
A good input from our listeners. I think for things like that, we need to make a group Twitch, whether it be like a Slim Chance Gaming Twitch or something. So whenever all of us are on like that, we have one group channel.
I think there is a
Just for
way
live
you can
stream.
make a Twitch and you can select who can stream under it.
Yeah, I think you have to be an affiliate to, well, maybe partner. It's one or the other. You have to be so far up in the Twitch rankings to actually start a group, but you can add all streamers that you want to that group, and it will send notifications for everybody whenever they go live.
I don't know. I think I saw in the settings the other day I can add like I could give Napkins permission to stream under my name.
Interesting.
I think. I don't know.
If nothing
Okay,
else.
it's called Twitch Teams,
Mhm.
apparently.
Yeah, I've come across a few of them. One was actually nothing but a group of Christian streamers who had all banded together to just kind of spread Christianity and the message
Yeah,
of the
I watched
gospel.
one that's
Um,
the
You
gamers
have to be
church.
you're right. You have to be a partner, which, let's be honest,
Yeah,
That's far off for us, unfortunately. But
averaging 75 viewers, and then you have to keep up your viewer once you get partner. I think.
I think you have to maintain it for so long to get so much with it. Like, once you hit partner, you stay a partner, but it's got tiers to how it pays out to you and stuff, and your viewership directly affects that. You either stay at the same tier as an affiliate as far as payouts go, or if you have enough average viewers, you move up to the next levels.
Then, well, if nothing else, then we'll just take turns on who's
Actually,
streaming it.
yeah. If nothing else, I figured we could always do things through Discord like we typically do for gaming, where we would all be in there to chat anyway. Whoever's playing the game could stream it to there, and we could, whoever was actually streaming that night could just view that if they needed to.
I do think it'd be something that'd be fun and entertaining. All of us
That's
on.
uh, that's the goal, Faith. We would like to get Moon Pie and Cal and the three of us all involved. Like once a month, we would get on in the evening and
Yeah, Faith, you wasn't on earlier, I don't think, but Moon Pie has officially been added as a co-host to be on the quest, as well as an official member of Slim Chance Gaming. That's been voted on and is official.
Woo! He just ain't
Um,
here.
Mysterious Potato says, "Love you all."
Mysterious
Aw, we love you
potato.
too.
Love, much love.
Yeah, AVN is so as everybody has, I'm sure, well aware. I cannot English this morning. Moon Pie does travel a lot, and AVN is trying to set him up with some reliable interwebs while he travels.
Yes.
But that's proven to be difficult because this company is a bunch of jackweeds. Apparently. Not AVN. Not AVN. The company that they're trying to set it up through is stupid.
We've tossed around the idea of something like that before to replace After Dark. Anyhow, we thought it'd be fun, even if it's just one person playing that night. all of us just hanging out and
Yeah, even if they're doing
watching
just a
them.
single player game.
Yeah,
Down to talk, watch the chat, answer questions.
yeah, we've kind of unofficially done that to Cal a couple times when he has streamed in the past. Whenever he was streaming some of Dynasty Warriors Origins, me and Medic both joined into his chat, and we were just kind of enjoying watching him play and talking with him on there and stuff. And we definitely think it could be fun. It'd be a great way for us all to just relax together and hang out with the viewers and everything. Ready or not would be good. It'd be nice to get back into that if I can ever get it to run properly again.
The other one I got that's like it that I've not really tried is called 0 Hour. But you
That
get a
sounds
doggy.
familiar.
You get a puppy.
Poppy,
A puppy.
Poppy.
As long as Napkins isn't playing his doll game, I'm okay. That was more terrifying than the mortuary.
I don't think so.
You
Listen, I've
don't have a phobia of dolls, so
I've watched some more of the mortuary assistant, and it gets even worse.
oh, is like more levels or like
Yeah, so
updates or
apparently, like the first, if anybody watched my first playthrough of it, um, if you actually beat that part of it, it unlocks a whole nother part that you have to beat. I don't, I want to say, but I don't want to give spoilers.
Hmm.
But the old assistant that he talks about that quit, let's just say she didn't quit, and she makes an appearance, and you have to try and help
Hmm.
fix things.
fix things?
So you have to basically be like the Winchesters and put them to rest.
Yeah, something like that. You basically have to start all over.
Well, fellers, anything left on your brains this morning?
Crickets. I hear
I,
crickets.
I've just been trying to decide what kind of RPG would be the best one to run with all of us. If anybody's got any suggestions for any they enjoy.
I want to be a part of the beta for Long Drive North, but it don't look like it's gonna happen.
The only beta that is out on it that I found is VR version.
Mm.
They were accepting beta signups through Discord, but I missed it. So
Yeah, we've requested to be part of the playtest for Crosswinds because it doesn't go live until December of 2026. Maybe
true.
maybe the beta version will come out before then. We can hope, but it looks like a lot of fun.
Well, Long Drive North, they changed it and said that they were gonna open early access sometime in 2025, and then they're like, hey, we want playtesters, and then they were like, joke's on you, you're stupid, and we hate you, and so does everybody else.
Yeah, that was the game you told me about, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves, we have considered trying to play that one. The last time we tried it, did not want to cooperate for
I got
everybody.
on there and played like 3 hours on that game and got nowhere.
On Sea of Thieves?
Uh-huh.
You didn't have us helping you. That's what it was.
You
I
know what I
wouldn't
want to
mind
play
getting that
again?
one started going.
I want to play Dead by Daylight
Do
again.
you?
I want
Why don't
to
you stream that?
Go
um
against randos.
I want to play some more on our demonologist
He said,
and
uh.
um what's another one I'd like to play again? We ain't played in a while. There was another one I had in mind, and then my phone rang and threw me off. All kinds of
I do
stuff.
think it would be a good idea for us to attempt to find a good mod on 7 Days to Die, and I'll actually start that again.
If we can
Um,
find a decent mod for it, yeah.
I may end up reaching out to Lord Revica and asking about the one that his buddy made, because what I watched of his stream the last time he was on it, it looked incredible. It looked
we
like
also
a
need to get a new
major game.
knapsack out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got to get back on there. We were
Um,
close to unlocking everything that they've currently got in the game.
I'm hooked
The-
on another.
That and what was you talking about before that? 7 days.
Yeah.
I don't know why 7 days made me think of it, but we're gonna have to figure Arc out,
Yeah.
or maybe like our own server type deal to get it to work. Other servers are not cooperating, or the game is not cooperating. One.
Yeah,
We-
I've had like next to no luck getting
Sleepy
it to
Ninja's
run.
already figured out what's wrong with that. That's a stupid anti-cheat thing, which I think if we create our own server, we can make it where anti-cheat is not required.
Hmm.
And
But-
it might work that way.
But that's not the error I get from it, though. For me, it's Unreal Engine crashing.
That one I don't know.
Yeah, I've tried every fix I can find online.
Poor
for
Cal
it.
got kicked off of it the other night from Vanguard error, and it has nothing to do with Arc.
Yeah, Vanguard kicked him and did a blue screen on him. And it was running great up until that moment for him. But yeah, if I can ever figure out Hellspire and how to run the things on it, I just have to figure out what tabletop RPG would be the best one to run for everybody.
Then I gotta get some Castle Crashers in at some point with Grum.
Yeah, we've got to do that. He specifically requested that with us.
Any other suggestions? You make sure you let us know. Where can they leave it at, Napkins?
You can go to slimchancegaming.com. There's all kinds of fancy doodle ways you can contact us
Doodle
on there.
ways.
You can also visit us on any of our social media, such as Discord, or if you're not into social media, since Taco doesn't think it's social media, you can also search us up on Facebook. You can visit beyondthequest.com and submit all kinds of things on there. There's some nice, neat little things you can view and do and whatnot. If you happen to have a suggestion or random thought while we're live, we do have a random chat or a live chat feature where you can still talk to me anonymously, but you can do so in real time. And I will be confused because I forget that it's there and I think a random telephone's ringing in my ear. So that's a thing. But yeah, Slim Chance Gaming, Discord, watch our YouTube, comment on the videos, tell us we're stupid and you hate us. Anything to get a view, really.
Slim Chance Gaming Crew at YouTube.
Yep.
We do need to get a new episode of Knapsack out, though.
Let's see.
Our manager's been kind of lazy. I think he's on vacation.
He locked us in the freezer again.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I didn't know if we went in the freezer and closed
I
the
tried
door,
to
it would
tell
lock
you
us
that's what
in.
happened. No one ever listens to me, though. Well,
Okay.
fellers, any last things on your brains before we wrap it up?
Nope.
Nada.
Nada.
I got crickets in my ears.
Alrighty, fellers. Till next time. Love y'all. G loves you more. Bye!
This is a cult. You can convince me otherwise.
last stand, chasing truth with controller in hand. Faith adventure, stories untold, first responder, hearts brave and bold. Be on the quest where the journeys lead, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim chance crew, come join the ride. Magnetic napkins and taco as your guide. Be on the quest where the journeys meet, from the fires of life to the gaming heat. Slim chance crew, come join the ride. Magnetic napkins and taco as your guide. Beyond the quest where the stories grow, faith, fun, and games